Hey, what's going on, everybody? Keep almost in full color now. As I previously mentioned, this video is going to be about several games that I played this year that I thought were just amazing, and I really just want to shed some light on those. Don't worry, we're going to do a podcast where we kind of talk about our favorite games from this year, but I just want to talk about more than what we'll talk about on the podcast for me personally. I didn't want to waste y'all's time with all that within that and make that super long and get crazy. So, without further ado, let's just get kicked off. My number one game that actually came out earliest this year was Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition. If you follow me on Twitch, you've seen me play it a ton. It's a great game. I've always loved the Tales series, and to bring back Vesperia with some updates. And Vesperia probably, for me, has one of the better storylines out of all the Tales. It's arguably number one for me. You could argue another one as two. But for me, Tales of Vesperia is just great storyline. Characters have a lot of passion and a lot of personalities, more so what I meant to say. But Tales of Vesperia, hand down, a great RPG. Alright, just one hand down, not both hands, just one hand. Going from there, I got Mortal Kombat 11. Although that I don't like time travel things, hey, the story kind of went with the set of time travel rules that are. I hate time travel. I just really do. Nonetheless, though, the story was great. MK is the best fighting game that has the best story delivery. Like Street Fighter and Tekken, all those, they're playing catch up in terms of trying to just deliver a story. Like NetherRealm is the illest when it comes to this. And MK11 just once again is flawless with their story delivery. Not only that, the characters felt really great. The characters, I love the variants, so that's all. It's just super dope all around. You can make your own custom loadouts. They brought over the system from Injustice in terms of cosmetics. You had the weekly event or monthly events. You had monthly events, and now they have seasons and stuff. So really cool. They do have some predatory practices in terms of cosmetics. I'm not really going to get into all that, but the game itself is really good, and at no point did I ever feel pressured to buy anything, but there were some cool things that you could only get through purchasing. So take that with a grain of salt. Moving on from there, I got Borderlands 3. It was a great game. A bunch of my friends told me they were going to buy it. They never did. Terry. But Borderlands 3 is a great game. I have not beat it yet, but I enjoy. I'm just so busy, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's as wacky as ever. The guns are crazy, and I will be going back to that shortly. Now that pretty much I've cleaned all my other games, and that's the only one I have left to beat. But even though I haven't beat it, I can tell you that a lot of passion was behind this project. A lot of thought is into it, and all the DLC and stuff is free. So like, what's not to love about that? Seems like they'll be supporting this game for some time to come. Next up, I got Baby. No, we're not going to my baby yet. As a matter of fact, let's talk about Call of Duty. Call of Duty is actually on this list, shockingly, right? I know some people like, oh, it's the game comes out every year, but we know that they've been slacking. They've been lacking for the past 2-3 years, and they've come back out and they've really done well in terms of getting back to the things that we love about Call of Duty, getting back to boots on the ground, everything that we like about it. So I love Call of Duty for where it's at right now, and I'm really looking forward to where it's going from here on out. Also, that campaign is fire. Like, if not for nothing else, get it for the campaign. That campaign is amazing. Like, get the campaign and turn it back in. If you're on PlayStation, the Spec Ops missions are dope too. Sorry, Xbox people. I really didn't mean to rub salt in the wound, but I'm just telling you how it is. All right. Now we could talk about my baby. I'm sorry I punched my fist. The mic is right there, so it probably sounded all types of crazy. But my baby, Devil May Cry 5. This game, I had a real hard debate within myself about what my game of the year was. And it was between this and the next game I'm going to mention. But I love Devil May Cry 5 so much. I've had many arguments about this title, but I'll just start off with my general feelings. So the game, the level design is great. I love the level design. It is a linear game, so I know some people aren't into that. But even with its linearness, I probably made that shit up. Even with that, though, there were secret paths and things that you can find, secrets that you can get a hold of to enhance whichever character that you, well, enhances all characters, but you get my drift. There are a lot of secret paths and hidden passages that you can find within the game. So although it's linear, it did have an exploration type of thing with it, okay? We did have some exploration to it. But the gameplay, we know Devil May Cry for the gameplay. The gameplay was so sweet. You had three distinct characters with three distinct styles. I mean, Dante is just a style-holic by himself. So, like, he himself is just style on style on style. But we have V who came in and really gave us something different in this game. Familiars. We've never had anything like this in Devil May Cry. And to control familiars, you can control up to 3 at one time. Like, this was just kind of, for me, very groundbreaking. I don't think I've played many games that was this fluid. And it wasn't just like you had 3 familiars that you can control. No, you can like style out. Like, this is the crazy. You can wipe a whole room with your familiars, and it's just so crazy. And your hands don't feel overwhelmed in a sense. Like, you know, you can do all 3 at one time, but you don't feel it doesn't feel clunky. Like, oh, if I press this, it's going to mess up what this one is doing. That was key to making this feel great, and they executed that. They executed it flawlessly. It was amazing with V. Nero was Nero with his hands. What's not to love about that? All the hands having different effects, and even holding down L1 to break it made it do something even crazier. This game was over the top, like normal, in normal DMC fashion, but where this game truly took it to the next level was their storytelling. Every DMC, it's just been Dante goes to kick ass. Dante's going to fight whoever it may be, right? So we haven't really had a good one. It was just who the monster of the week is, so to speak. In this, they actually bring in elements from every single Devil May Cry, and they really put it all together to make a very cohesive and a very, very good story. Like, it's amazing the way that they did that. They made it out of nothing almost, because their stories really weren't anything, but they took them all and made it something. And I thought that was just crazy how they were able to do that. I don't know if all that was planned or if this was just stroke of luck that they were able to craft this story, but I tip my hats to them on that. Now that I finished talking about Devil May Cry, I'll talk about my game of the year this year for me personally, which is going to be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The thing that differentiated this from Devil May Cry was just a level design. We had many different planets that were big, some were small, but all in all, we had a lot of exploration, and that in itself is kind of what ended up giving it a leg up on Devil May Cry, and it hurt my soul to say this, but I thoroughly enjoyed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I got so many cool things, just so many cool moments. I got this thing I call Tia and Tamara. If you watch my other video, you know I don't want to spoil it, but Tia and Tamara is the best of the best thing ever. Ever, ever. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is just great. Now, I know it has some bugs, and people complained about those, but I think I just have some random stroke of luck where I don't have to deal with that type of stuff. I should, like, knock on wood somewhere. I'm going to knock on wood very softly so that it doesn't disrupt anything. But I love Jedi Fallen Order. I didn't run into too many. The only thing I would run into was like some weird animations at times. That's it. I have the original PlayStation from like day one. I don't have a Pro or nothing like that. So I know some people ran into walls and never was able to come out. I have not had this issue. Okay, so I understand some people may say, "Oh, like the game is so buggy." Keith don't have that problem. So with that being said, the game was great. The story was amazing. The lightsaber combat was great. Very Dark Souls, very God of War. The difficulty of Jedi Master was just a pain. I really wish I could have stuck with it on Grandmaster, but I just could not do it. I had to turn it down, and it's been a while since a game has put me in a place where I had to turn the difficulty down, where I just couldn't do it. So I will go back and defeat this on Grandmaster. However, I just love this game through and through. Great banter between characters, hilarious moments, like literal laugh out loud moments, some very touching moments. I think they hit everything that they needed to hit to make a Star Wars movie, or to make it a Star Wars game that fit right in the mythos it feels like this could be canon. If they came out and said this was canon, it would fit ever so perfectly. And I think that's just another great thing to where if you're into Star Wars, this just does wonders for you in terms of being a fan and knowing that this could be called canon one day. And also, there's a lightsaber customization, which if you go to Disney right now, you can actually make one of these, but you could do it in game at your home. So you don't have to go all the way to Disney World to the Star Wars park just to make this. Now, granted, you do get a physical one there, but you can sit here and play with a lot of different customization of your lightsaber, all right? But that's going to do it for this one. Those are some games that if you really are into games and you're looking for one for Christmas and you haven't played one of these, I strongly encourage it. So we had our JRPG and Tales. We had our FPS with Call of Duty. We had our fighting game with Mortal Kombat 11. We had a pretty much, what would I call, like a super action adventure with Devil May Cry 5. And Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is your action adventure extraordinaire. It's, for me personally, it is game of the year for me. I have not played Death Stranding. Please do not at me about somehow could I not pick Death Stranding. I haven't played it. I don't know. It looks great. It looks amazing, but I didn't play it, so it can't be mine. All right. So with that being said, do not hate me. That's my list for personal preference purposes. All right. I play a lot of shit. Now, that's going to be it for this one, but stay tuned. We got another podcast coming. We'll probably stream the video game awards. We got a lot of stuff coming. And our annual Mario Party game. Who will win this year? Stay tuned and find out. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a blast. And I hope your holidays are going well. Peace. Be easy. Be safe out there. Peace.